Hi all, D.T. Neal here, talking about storytelling, genre, science fiction, fantasy, all that stuff. I'm going to make this new section, I'm going to call it Wrong or Writer. And in honor of the late Val Kilmer, I'm going to, for once and for all, address that issue of I'm your Huckleberry, right? He says that a couple times in Tombstone. Great movie, love that movie. And his portrayal of Doc Holliday, one of the preeminent Oscar snubs of Hollywood history. Fantastic portrayal. Sadly, didn't yield an Oscar. Not even a nomination. Anyway, his Doc Holliday, great character, says, I'm the Huckleberry. Says it a couple times. And somebody somewhere, despite the fact that it's not in the script, it's actually Huckleberry in the script, despite the fact that Kilmer himself says Huckleberry, you listen to it, and wrote a memoir to that effect, I'm your Huckleberry. There's this meme, this thing that arose where people were coming up with Hucklebearer, and he doesn't say that. He doesn't go, I'm your Hucklebearer. Doesn't do it. He's like, I'm your Huckleberry. And one thing I haven't seen a lot of is people getting really to the core of it, which is, truthfully, it's absolutely in character for Holliday as an educated man, which we see in the story. Remember the Latin duel with Johnny Ringo, and he's talking about that. He assuredly, and as a Southern man, had assuredly read The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which came out in 1876, written by Mark Twain. And Huckleberry Finn is Tom's sidekick in that. He's his co-conspirator, if you will, before, of course, having his own book. But Huck Finn was this counterpoint to Tom Sawyer. And I feel like some of those people who are the Hucklebearer crowd probably haven't read The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And they may not understand that relationship between Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. So when Holliday is positing himself as I'm your Huckleberry, he's basically, in his cheeky way, the way that his character is throughout Tombstone, putting the other person in the position of Tom Sawyer. And that's a willful decision on the part of Doc in Tombstone, because Tom Sawyer he has all these goofy schemes. Like that's his whole thing. He's this scamp who comes up with these ridiculous schemes, and kind of pulls people along. And Huck Finn is, I would consider him more a counterpoint to Tom Sawyer. Like Tom Sawyer thinks about things this way, but there's a sort of a sensibility to Huck that allows him to be, again, a counterpoint to Tom's foolishness. Tom Sawyer's lighthearted, silly plans. And so Doc, by saying I'm the Huckleberry, he's willfully framing that person as Tom Sawyer, being like, oh, Tom, here you are again, being silly. I'm the Huckleberry. I'm gonna set you right. I'll play with you, but I'm gonna set it right. And that's why he does it. That's why he does that. It's a sly put down. And like everything else that he's done, his portrayal throughout that movie, whenever he's confronted with something like that, he gets cheeky that way. Like when he's playing that poker game and the guy gets all pissed, for cheating. And he's like, what, does this mean we're not friends anymore? If you weren't my friend anymore, I just couldn't bear it. And he says that kind of stuff. And he absolutely, being as someone with consumption, as tuberculosis, a lunger, as they call him in the movie, he's, facing death. And so he approaches it with a very cavalier thing. And so that's why when he throws that out, I'm your Huckleberry, he's playfully courting death and putting his opponent in this place of a diminishment, really, because again, Huck's cooler than Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer is a playful goofball, but he's not Huck. Huck is the real deal. And so that's why he's doing it. So it really is Huckleberry. I'm your Huckleberry and not Hucklebearer. Sorry.